We're all stuck at home, motorsport is cancelled, and with it looking like several months before we get back on track, I thought it would be a good idea to take a left at Hammerhead and venture into the world of sim racing, and share our opinion on the best racing sims for PS4. So let's get straight to it. At number 4 we have Formula 1 2019, a game which as a result of the recent virtual Grand Prix has come straight into the spotlight. The F1 games by Codemasters are undoubtedly the best F1 sim racing experience you can have. With all licensed cars, drivers and tracks, including recently added Formula 2 and the ever expanding classic cars, this is the closest you can get to F1 itself. With an ever growing online scene as well as competitive AI, this game suits both the online and offline races well. The game also suits the hardcore wheel players as well as the more casual pad players, with both being an enjoyable experience. Visually, the game is pretty good, and the graphics show off in a range of weather conditions and time of day. A range of custom settings allow for some interesting combinations. Rain in Abu Dhabi or Monaco at midnight, you can have it all. Sadly, what does keep this game from being higher up this list is the gameplay itself, with questionable physics which lean on the more arcade style rather than the full sim experience, can lead to some players, including the actual F1 drivers, with a lack of immersion. However, with the new game being released in July, we may see some improvements which would seal off this game as an excellent sim. At number 3 we have Gran Turismo Sport, a game I have clocked up many hours on, and for good reason. Gran Turismo Sport is a great racing simulation, with the best looking graphics of all the games on this list, and endless customization with their livery editor. For the creative player, this is my recommendation. However, Gran Turismo Sport does fall away in a few places. It has the least number of cars on this list, which has been massively improved since release, where they only had 168 cars. However, it still isn't up to the standard of the other sims on this list. The same can be said for tracks, with many fantasy tracks making up the numbers rather than official racetracks that can be found in other sims, where the options are limited, with the introduction of wet racing being sprinkled into a few tracks in recent updates. However, updates are one of the many aspects of GT Sport which excels. At the time of writing, there have been 57 free game updates that were needed, but is a positive point. Where I think GT Sport excels the most is in online multiplayer racing. It has developed an online system with countless online races to choose from, as well as public lobbies, and the World Tour is a great way to incentivize players to try their best to get to the global events. The gameplay and physics are solid and provide a very nice driving experience for both wheel and pad players. If you're into your online racing or want the ultimate customization freedom, this is the game for you. In at number 2 we have Assetto Corsa. It was a really tough decision to put Assetto Corsa second on this list, as it has the best physics and realistic gameplay of all the games on this list. It is a completely immersive experience with detailed graphics and a great car feel. However, it falls short when it comes to content. The track list is smaller than number 1 on this list, and it does fall short in the car choice too. The car list, however small, has a wide range of cars, from modern supercars, race cars and classic F1 cars. The AI is fairly competitive and can lead to some really fun and immersive racing. The online community isn't to the same level as GT Sport, however this game makes up for it with fun factor. For me, what makes this game stand out is how fun it is to drive every single car. Each car feels different, but still allows you to have a really enjoyable experience. Since we're talking about the PS4 version of this game, it comes second on this list, whereas the PC version would probably finish first, so it opens the game up to the modding community, which solves all of the content problems that the PS4 version struggles with. However, if you want the most realistic racing experience you can find on PS4, this is the game for you. Finally, at number 1 we have Project Cars 2. It may not have the best physics or graphics on this list, but as an experience as a whole, there is nothing that beats Project Cars 2. This game has a crazy amount of content available, with more than 140 track layouts, including many classic layouts, and over 180 cars. The combinations are endless, with a crazy range of cars from track day, road cars, rallycross and so much more. The customization is also immense. You want snow? You can have it. You want to race LMP1 cars on a rallycross track? No? Oh, well if you did, you can. The gameplay is very good. However, it is very inconsistent between cars. Some cars react how you'd expect, however others are completely off. But you do get used to it. If you can forgive its somewhat crazy physics, the game is super immersive and thrilling to play. If you're into crash physics, Project Cars doesn't disappoint at all, with the crash physics being excellent and vehicle damage the best on this list. It has an extensive career mode and multiplayer is fairly good too. It also has VR support, which increases the immersive factor times 10. If you've never played Project Cars 2, you need to. It is the racing game that has it all. So that's all of the games on our list. Have you tried these games? Would this be how you rank them? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.